Well, hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Crafty Poppet Crochet Podcast. This is episode 8. My name is Asa Marie. I am your host. I'm coming to you from Lismore, New South Wales in Australia, and this is my little podcast where I talk about and share with you all of my crochet and crafty endeavours, because lately I have been getting into some cross stitch and some sewing. I have actually just learned to sew, so that's really exciting. I think that is the introduction. Oh no, I haven't told you where you can find me online. You can find me on Facebook as The Crafty Poppet. It's just a page though. I do have plans for a Facebook group coming very soon. And you can find me on Ravelry as Asa Marie, capital A, capital M. And you can find me on Instagram at The Crafty Poppet. So, welcome back everybody. Hello to all of my brand new subscribers, and thank you for clicking the button and choosing to join in. I hope that you find something here in my channel, on my channel, that you really like, and I hope that you stick around. Thank you to everybody who has been with me since day one and continues to return time and again. It really just means ever such a lot to me, so thank you very, very much indeed. In today's episode I have got an amazing amount of stuff to share with you, as ever, but this of course is the Monster Stashquisitions episode. It's very exciting. I've got a huge pile, seriously, there's a box right there, and it's, you know, stacked on stuff so that it's that high off of a chair. It's ridiculous. At least 8 tote bags full of things. There's a basket involved. There's things on the floor. There's a box on top of it all. It's madness. Can't wait to share that with you all. But first, I've got some works in progress. I've got a small finished object. I have got some things that I forgot last time. I have got some maker plans and crochet alongs. I have got, I feel like I'm missing something in there. Let's cheat and have a look at the notes. It's not cheating, I just want to get it right. Oh, of course, I've got more shout outs because I've been watching a bunch of new channels, so that's been really fun. So that's what I was forgetting. So as I say, I've got works in progress, finished object, and maker plans and crochet alongs in with all of that. Things I forgot from the last episode, and then I have got the shout outs and Monster Stashquisitions. So without further ado, let's get into some works in progress. I have been really enjoying working on my make for the locale, which is being held by Debbie from the Canadian Crocheter, and it's called the locale because you have to make something that is representative of your area. And here in the Northern Rivers region of New South Wales, the locale is known as the Rainbow region as well as the Northern Rivers. I think for various reasons. I think because in, I'm not sure if it was the 60s or the 70s, I'm going to say the 70s, there was the Age of Aquarius festival, and I think that's possibly why the Rainbow region sprung up as a term. But I also heard, and I forget, oh, I think I might have read it online somewhere, that the Rainbow region was a translation from an Aboriginal meaning or something to describe the area as an area of natural beauty. So there's that possibility as well. I don't know which one's more true, or maybe it's just all true. So it's all very interesting. Anyway, I have been making something based on the theme of rainbows, hence all the talk about rainbows. So I started off with the Lottie and Albert rainbow blanket, but you have to hold 6 strands of yarn together DK weight yarn, or 8-ply yarn as we call it in Australia, and you use a 20mm crochet hook. Now that was all fine. I was good to go with that, but then I started making it and I noticed it was just quite loose. So, because I was going to do a throw for my couch, and the back of my couch has a strip of Velcro on it, which is how the cushion, how the seat backs, the cushion backs, the back of the I can't say this, the cushions that are behind your back when you sit down. I feel like there should be a better name for that, or at least a better way of describing it. But it sort of overlaps onto the back of the couch, and all the way along the back of the couch is a strip of Velcro. And I thought, if this is going to go on my couch, then it needs to be something that is a bit more sturdy and not quite as prone as I feel that this blanket would be to becoming caught and one loop becoming super loopy, and then it just looks dreadful and gets pulled. So I decided against making that after all. However, I was watching Ella from the No Catchy Name podcast, and she was talking about the Yarn Bingo by Llama Mama Kayla, and I was sitting there making a little basket, and she said that on the Yarn Bingo, which I've got here, right at the bottom, you can create something inspired by a yarn podcaster. And I thought, no way, that's kind of what I'm doing. Because I tell you, if it wasn't for Lindsay Nune's Lottie and Albert rainbow blanket, I would not have been doing this. So I started making a rainbow t-shirt project bag. Eee! I'm so excited. It's gonna be a project bag. I continued on with the same threads that I was, not threads, yarns that I was using for the blanket, but that was not actually my colour choice that I showed on my last podcast in episode 7. I changed my mind because I picked one with red in it, and I just felt that it was so bright that over a large area it would just be really loud. So I did go with a more subdued colour palette, but I really like this one. So I just made a base and crocheted around the sides to the edges to make sides, and then I'm starting to top it off with some pink pastel coloured t-shirt yarn, and I'm using a 9mm crochet hook, and that is working really well. I can't work on it for a super amount of time. You know, like maybe I can do like it was a bit easier with this because that's just a bit thinner than the t-shirt yarn. It's not as stiff to work into. The t-shirt yarn has a lot of resistance, and so your arm gets a little achy, and I find that I can switch up holding the way I hold it. Like normally I hold it the crochet hook like a pencil, but I find that with t-shirt yarn, because the hook is so thick, I can turn my hand to hold it like a knife, and that is quite relieving on some of the RSI feelings that you get as you crochet with this. But I'm careful not to do it for too long, even though I'm really enjoying it and I want it to be finished. I don't want to screw up my arm, you know, because there's so many other things that I want to do. So I'm really looking forward to getting this finished. I am going to put drawstrings in it. I'm kind of going for, I don't know if you've ever seen like a fringe, I think it's called Fringe Supply Company. I'm going for that sort of look. I really like that look where at the base of the bag it's quite sturdy, and it's pretty shallow, even like once it's done up. But then when you open it up and you stand it up and you can roll the tops down, it's quite spacious. So I thought I'd give that a go, and I'm going to do some drawstrings. But I think I'm going to have to figure out some sort of lining around the drawstrings, because I think that the drawstrings causing friction on the t-shirt yarn as you draw them will create some frayed t-shirt yarn. So I think I will encase it somehow in a lining, probably the same lining that I will use for this. I will line this because there have been a few times with this these 6 strands held together where I think it's tension is what causes it, where as you crochet with it, one yarn will suddenly be pulled out of tension and start spiraling around all of the others, and it's really crazy, and sometimes you just have to cut them off and rejoin them and take up the slack. And so there are a few ends in there, not too many, but you can see there's some there. You know, there's just a couple here and there. So I think I will line it, and because I'm putting things in there that could catch on it, I think that would be the best option. And I think for well-wearing bags, I think it might be what a poor sentence structure. For a well-wearing bag, it would be a good idea to put maybe like a canvas base on the bottom of this, just because it will be going just on tables, on the floor, or and it is just acrylic yarn. It could catch itself on the bottom, it could get bubbly, take up all the dirt, be nasty. So I think I will do that, and I'm really enjoying that. I've yet to take pictures. I am so bad at taking pictures and putting them on Ravelry and actually communicating in the crochet alongs. I'm really bad with it. I need to get better. But I do have a plan with that. So, and I'm aware of it as well, and it's something that I want to rectify. So I'm looking forward to taking more pictures and getting that done. So that is my rainbow t-shirt crochet project bag. Rainbow, no, that's a bit long, isn't it? Rainbow t-shirt project bag for the Rainbow region, which is where I'm from. Oh, I'm so excited. I really love it. It's so cool. So I'm over the moon with how that has turned out. I couldn't believe when Ella from No Catchy Name said about, because I hadn't really looked at this, the March Yarn Bingo. I had not really looked at it, and then she said create something inspired by a yarn podcaster, and I'm like, no way! Not only am I doing this and I love it, but I get a stamp on here. I did not manage to get any stamps in the February yarn bingo. I just ran out of time. There was nothing. I didn't get. I could have had one, but then I just thought, oh, there's only a couple of days left. What's the point? I'll just leave it for March. So this is going to be my first one. I'm going to take pictures. I'm going to enter into the yarn bingo. I'm going to enter this into the crochet along, because do you know what? I could have entered into the Cozy Cottages, the Cozy Cottage Crochet podcasts, recent Love Your Stash Cal. I could have done that, and I just kept procrastinating and putting it off and putting it off. No more. This is not, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm not doing it. So I'm taking pictures. That's a new plan. My second work in progress is this, and this is not going to be fun because it's a little bit hot today. I was saying last episode that the summer seems to have dissipated and the cold weather seems to have started already, and it did cool down for like a week. We had like a week of like 25 to 28 degrees, and it was just so nice and cool. And then all of a sudden it's gone into the 30s again, and I'm just we don't have an aircon, so as soon as it sort of starts to get into the low to mid 30s, you really start to feel that humidity. Anyway, it will get a little bit chilly, so that's why I've started this project. This is for my husband for his birthday, one of his presents anyway, and this is just going to be, it's just a simple, what stitch am I doing? Half double crochet. I've obviously done this very mindlessly. I can't actually remember what stitch I was doing. No, I was just doing single crochet American terms, double crochet English terms. And back loop only. Apart from on either end, because then you don't get the super, how do you describe it? Because if you only crochet into the back loop on the ends, into the first and last loops of each stitch, it creates a really long bit of yarn, because that one loop is being pulled all by itself. Whereas there's more resistance from the stitch if you crochet through both loops. So that's what I do, and the edge looks nice and neat, but you still get the back loop only effect of the rib, which I love. And it's just, you could have it like that. I can get it all the way around. However, this is Australia, not Antarctica. We do not need to have it like that. In this part of Australia, we could quite happily have C.A.Ls down, you know, around there. It's just a little something to take wind chill off, because winter's only around here going to get to about, I think I remember some days at around 9 or 10. And that's like degrees Celsius. That's most days in winter. Obviously the nights get colder, the mornings are colder than that, and then 9 or 10 degrees will be something like that, the high. But it might even sit at around, you know, the 12 to 15 or even 18 degrees. So it's really not, it's very mild winter. So it's just something to take off a chilly breeze. And he might not even wear it. I probably only wear a coat for the coldest 2 weeks or 3 weeks in winter, and then it's too difficult to keep a coat on all day, or I just don't use it enough during the day to warrant having it. Sometimes I can't even keep a scarf on all day in winter, which is not very pleasing because I really love scarves. I have 2 drawers full of scarves. Okay, so my next work in progress is living in a little bag that I made for myself a long time ago. And this cotton is, it's like an Echo, I think it was called Echo by Twillies, and it's an eco brand, and it's really nice. It's like a recycled cotton. I think that's what it is. It's either that or Lingcraft, one of our national stores over here, craft stores, did like a recycled cotton from jeans, and they just had their own label on it, and then they just continued it. I think it actually might be that, because it's thinner than the, I think that's what it is. Okay, so this is my Janelle cardigan, and that is by Dora Orenstein. I have the book. Let's try and get that out. I've got so much stuff around me. Here we are. This is the finished thing. So it's really pretty. I love this curled edge. and it's long sleeved, which I love, because even if it's not cool enough for long sleeves, I prefer to push them up, and then I've got a cardigan that's got short and long sleeves, if you know what I mean. They've done it in a really nice yarn. I don't know. They did it in a Debbie Bliss called Juliet, which is a 50/50 cotton acrylic, pretty much anyway. So that's really nice. I decided to do it in red because I don't have a red cardigan, and I think red goes with a lot of things. I'm just using acrylic. It's a really nice shade of red as well. And I have blue eyes, and as soon as I put red on, it makes my eyes pop, which I love. I love that effect. Yes. So obviously I have not done the arms yet. But if you did do this in cotton, you could get away with just doing no sleeves and having a smaller cap here. You could probably break away from the yoke, like the row before or something, so it wasn't so pointy like this, and do the join to the body to make the body sooner, so that you wouldn't have that bit. So that would be easier. It's quite a versatile pattern, I think. I don't know if you can see. Oh, I've moved my chair now. You can't see. I wonder if I go over here, will you be able to see it? Yeah, so it's down to my hips. Oh, it's a bit below my hips. It is unblocked, so I do think that's going to stretch quite a way, but I'm just going to put a few more rows on that, and then I'll be on Sleeve Island. So I'm really happy with that. Really happy with that. It goes well with this. Do that, my little stars. Okay, so that is the Janelle Cardigan by Dora Orenstein. It is in the book Top Down Crochet Sweaters. I did have, and I feel I have mentioned this before in a previous episode, I did have an issue with the amount of chains to chain under the arms. I am doing the smallest size, and it did only indicate for me to do 3 chains. So you're working around, you're doing back and forth, and then you're to fold it, if that makes sense. And you do your 3 chains and you join it, and that's what creates the foundation for under the arm, which you then work over or into to then create the sides of the front. However, I was up like this. It was far too shallow for me. I don't know if I have big shoulders. I know I have a long torso, so maybe it's just me. However, I did have to increase by 14 more stitches. I had to do 17 chains total under the arm to get it to a point where that was okay for me. And I noticed today that it was actually in line with this top, which is not very far up. It's showing my whole armpit, so I think that's something maybe to look out for if you're going to do the Janelle cardigan. I will put a project page up for this. When I have finished, I'll just collate all my notes and I'll do it then. But I'm really enjoying it. It is done in a linked double triple. And that is, which terminology would that be in? I think the double triple would be the British or Australian terminology, and then that would that be triple treble in the States? Or did I just say that the wrong way around? So to make the main stitch of the fabric, this one here, you do, to start the row you would do 4 chains, and then you work into you don't put any yarn over, you just work into the 2nd chain and you draw a loop through, you work into the 3rd chain, you draw a loop through, you work into the 4th chain, you draw a loop through, you work into the top of the stitch from the row below, you draw a loop through, and then you work back through 2 loops, back through 2 loops, back through 2 loops until you've got all of them off of the hook, and that's your stitch. So it's as, I feel like it's as tall as doing 2 wraps around the hook. I think that's a double triple, isn't it? Yeah, that's I think that's what I know as a double triple in British or Australian terms, but I'm not entirely sure what that would be called in US terms. Is that a triple treble? Let me know. That's gonna bug me. Let me know in the comments. So it is a slow stitch because it's basically like doing really short Tunisian rows, so it is quite slow. However, it's very enjoyable. It's one of those things that, and it does have, between each row of the double triple, the linked double triple that you do, because they're on the next stitch you work into the crossbars, so it's actually linked double triple. And then the next row that you do is half triple or half double crochet. So you do get like a little rest in between the rows that take you quite a long time. However, it's very meditative. You can zone out, and I do love to have a project that is just easy. There will be, I think, a little bit of maths to work out for the arms, because I did increase underneath the arms, so now I've got way more stitches than I would have in the pattern, but that's just decreasing until I have the amount that I should have in the pattern. But hopefully the pattern doesn't have very skinny arms, because I work out, so I don't have skinny arms. They're slim, but I wouldn't say they're skinny. So I am really enjoying that. I do recommend the pattern, but be prepared that the arms may not be the correct depth for you. So that is that all of my WIPs? I've left a WIP over there. Give me 1 second. Okay. Oh, this is so precarious. There's so much stuff in here. It's crazy. Oh, goodness. Okay, so I have been sewing. Last time I showed you my very first bunting flags that I had ever done, and it just came off of a pattern that was printed right onto the fabric. It had the cutting lines and the instructions and everything right on the fabric, so it was great, and I just picked it up from the op shop for like $2. It was crazy. So it probably wasn't even that. So it is called the, I believe, the Christmas Birdie bunting pattern. And that's the Christmas Birdie, more Christmas birdies. And then, you know, the backs have got things like presents, trees, baubles, hearts, more birdies, Merry Christmas, etc. So now I have done all 15 of them, and the next thing that I need to do is to get some tape. I'm just going to get some cotton tape from the craft store, and I'm going to make loops for the end, and then I'll be able to hang it up. It'll be completely finished. So I'm really looking forward to getting that done. I did put interfacing in between the layers because the pattern actually said to use a plain bit of material, but I didn't want to do that, and that would have been a bunting of 30 flags long, and I just don't. I live in a tiny apartment. I don't. That'd go around our house a couple of times, I think. We just don't have anywhere to put that, so I thought 15 flags will be plenty, and I'll just double them up. So I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed sewing. It was fantastic to get a handle on my sewing machine, and I just dove right in. I think, you know, you can build these things up in your head a little bit, can't you? Where, oh, you know, I don't know about this, I can't do it, I've never tried. Well, if you've never tried, then you don't know. Just go and have a look, and you know, it always turns out all right, doesn't it? So it was fantastic. I'm glad I took the plunge. So I'll just set those down over there. Now I think that really is it for my wax in progress. I just realised I was like this. Okay, so my one tiny little finished object is the first pattern that you need to do to start off the Sophie Loves Lilla Bjorn blanket, winter blanket. And isn't it pretty? It's so gorgeous. And so it's got all of these squares. There's 27 of these squares all the way around this central mandala pattern, and then there's these borders and these borders. Okay, and so you start off with these squares, and then you do this one, and then you seam these up and you attach them to this because you need to do the borders, so that's why you do it that way around, and then you do borders on there, and then you're done. So first of all, I did Circles of the Sun block 1, which is where all the little blocks are taken from the Circles of the Sun crochet along. And it's all free, it's all online. I just put it together and printed it out so that I could have something tangible to work with, something to look at in my hands. So that's what these are, and I really love them. So cute, and that bit's actually, it's got quite squished. That bit's actually three-dimensional. Pretty colours, and it uses some overlay crochet techniques which I hadn't tried before. So they're all the same, just 3 of them, and I really love, oh, things are going everywhere. And so I'm really happy with those. And I sat down and I tucked my tails in, and you know what? It's another thing I procrastinate about, is tucking my tails in. And I actually, once I say to myself, do you know what? You always say that you enjoy tucking tails in as soon as you get started. So just pick up your needle and start, because it's a bit silly to have things sitting there. Just have a sip of water. Okay, and so next is the Circles of the Sun block 2. That's the next one that I have to do for this blanket. I haven't started that yet, so it's almost a bit more of a make plan. But anyway, that's what I'll be doing next for that. So maybe that segues nicely on into make plans. Considering that sort of is a make plan, I haven't actually started the Circles of the Sun block 2 yet. I'm really excited to see how to do, because I think this red one is an overlay. I think you do the green and then the blue and then the red, and so that the petals get worked down over the row and into the green stitches. So that'll be a really interesting one to see how that works out. And I was such a numpty, wasn't I? In the orange peach colour that I used in here, I only went and put it in here. I went and put it in there, and you can't even see it. So that's gone into there, that orange. You can barely see it next to the white. It just looks white. And so that has meant, I didn't bring it down. I just found a really nice sort of baby pink. And so every other square will be peach. And that will alternate with the pink squares. So hopefully there's enough of each to do that. I need to do 27 squares, as I said. I've done 3. Yeah, fingers crossed. I've got enough. Okay, make plans. I did say in podcast 7 that in episode 7, that I will share with you all of my plans for the North Coast National, which is the local show here. I know that in the States sometimes you have counties, so you call it your county show. We don't really have counties in Australia, we just have regions. So, and then towns within those regions, but each town has its own show. So, the North Coast National is the name, well, you know, that's the name of the region. There's the North Coast, and the Northern Rivers is an area within that North Coast of New South Wales. So that's the Lismore show, is the North Coast National, and I want to make all of the things. The Sophie Loves Lilla Bjorn blanket, the one I'm doing this for, that's going to be in the show, so I need to get a wriggle on, because that's probably the biggest project that I have for the show. And I have put labels in all of the books where there are patterns for the show that I will be making. So I have written out all of my projects, as you can see, North Coast National, and up here we've got hand embroidery, here we've got machine sewing, here patchwork and quilting, here we've got crochet in natural or man-made yarn, here we have the craft section, and last but not least is the teddy bear section. These are I've written down the class numbers and what I'll be making. I wanted to be able to write down what the class name was, or the group, like whether it was counted cross stitch on Ada, for instance, or if it was, you know, the best dressed doll in crochet. Yeah, but I just couldn't fit it all on the page. Anyway, so for the first one, I actually don't have, I have ordered it. It is the Meadow Cross Stitch by, I feel like it's Hannah Bale. I could be getting that wrong. I got her last name wrong a couple of times. I can't ever seem to remember whether it's Gale or Bale or Sale. Oh, I'm really sorry. I will put the link to that down below, and the Etsy shop that sells all of her patterns, her cross stitch patterns, because they are so beautiful. I'm really hoping for a first place with that one, because it's just so gorgeous that I can't see why I wouldn't. Now, I'm going to have to go by order of the pile of books here. So, in the craft section, we've got the crochet discs necklace, because there is a jewellery section. So I am looking forward to making this one, because I'm going to use the tail end of the cotton that I used for my Nan's Emergence of Spring shawl. The wrap that I made with the, it was purple, and it had sort of a diamond pattern in filet crochet. And I have some yarn left over from that, some thread left over, so I thought what I should do is make this beautiful necklace and enter that into the show. So I am very much looking forward to doing that. Okay, I need to start making space over here. Next, I do believe I shared this book with you all last time, and this one is going to go into the crochet in natural or man-made yarn section, and this is going to be a pot holder with a house and garden on it, and it's got birds in the sky, flowers in the field, an apple tree next to the house. It's just too cute. I have to make it. I have to make it. So I'm very much looking forward to that one. In the crochet children's toy section, I have actually already started this project. I started it a long time ago, and originally it was going to be for my niece, and then I realised I just don't have time. I'm never going to make it to her birthday in time. It was too ambitious, because her birthday was the weekend of the show. So it was never going to happen. I'm going to make the unicorn from the Animal Friends of Pica book, and there's his little head. Isn't he cute? So cute. I love him. I love him. I can't wait to get back into that. I'm really looking forward to it. This one I am going to make hair. So I think this is going into the section which is called, it's in the craft section. I think it's children's toy, any other materials, because it's not crocheted or knitted. But I thought she was so cute, and so this is on the cover of Mollie Makes magazine issue. Oh my goodness, I don't have glasses for that. I think it says 89. I can't be certain. One sec. It does say 89. Okay, that's really tiny. And in the teddy bear section, I'm so excited about this one. I'm going to make Paddington Bear. Isn't he gorgeous? Look at his little orange eyes. Oh, he's so sweet. And he's got his little coat on with his toggles. Oh, I love him. I can't wait to get into that. So perfect. Next, in the fine, no, not the fine, in the, it's going in the workmanship in wool materials. I want to do that pattern. It's just so gorgeous. And so this is a pattern by Kristin Omdahl in her book Crochet So Fun. This is an ambitious list, which has already been cut down. It will be cut down again as I go, and the ones that speak to me will get made. This is how I do it. I want to make all of the things, so I make a list of all of the things I want to make, and I put them together and I get it organised, and the ones that I feel more strongly about just end up getting made, and the ones that I don't just fall by the wayside, and so they don't get made. But that's just how I do it. Initially, I can't make a list of just 2 or 3 items. I come from a long line of list makers. It doesn't work like that. The next one that I want to make is for the crochet table center category, and I want to make this. I have already found a person on Etsy who can supply this exact thread, and isn't that just so funky? That is so fantastic. I think it's awesome. The pattern is Fractal, And there is the pattern there. By Essie Varys of Foxberry Jam. That's a cool name. I didn't realise she had such a cool name. Foxberry Jam. The next thing that I want to make for the North Coast National is in this old book, the Family Crochet book, and I'll tell you what year, see if it's got the year in it. It was, when were you published? It was published in 1971. So the first thing that I would like to do, not the first thing, the next thing that I would like to do for the North Coast National is going to go into the infants shawl section, and I have chosen that one there. Oh, that's coming up really well on the screen, and you can see it's kind of got its circles inside diamonds, and that's done in filet crochet. And somewhere you can notice, I don't know where I saw it, maybe it's on another page, but that this is folded over quite a number of times, so I think that this is just a quarter. I think it's more like a blanket, really, to be honest, but it says infant's shawl, so that is what I am going to go with. I really love that pattern. I think it's really pretty. So I'm going to make that, and I'm hoping it's square, because then I'll be able to fold it over into a triangle and wear it as a scarf. Even if it's not, I can just make it into a square, right? I can just work out the maths. So that's pretty good. Next thing that I would like to make is going into the machine sewing section, and this is for shopping bags. So this is coming from this fantastic book which I picked up recently called So Retro. I absolutely love this book. I love this book. It cost me $2, and you can see here that originally, what is that, 36? $32.99. And it's got lots and lots of information about the history of sewing and how it all started, how it affected women, what it meant for women, how women were seen if they did or didn't sew or if they weren't capable. And it's got a timeline that runs along, see if I can find you a page. Here we go. You can see along the bottom here, it's got a timeline of all of the important milestones throughout history that happened around sewing and sewing machines coming out, important magazines, and the invention of sewing patterns beginning, and it just records all of those events to give you an idea as to how sewing came into the world, which is just so interesting. Honestly, I haven't read nearly as much as I would like to read because I'm always crocheting. However, in this book I did notice, I have flipped through to see all of the patterns, and there are so many, like I pretty much want to make everything out of this book. So I should tell you who it's by, shouldn't I? It's So Retro, The Stylish History of the Sewing Revolution by Judy Kettler. Ketteler. There. So, but I'll put the link down below. As I say, this is going into, what did I say? Oh, the machine sewing section. This is going to be for the shopping bags subcategory. I want to make that because it is amazeballs. Amazeballs. It is called the Farmer's Market bag, and I want it. I want one. So, that is what I'm going to make out of that. Next. This is the embroidery section, and I think this is going to be the framed picture. and I have chosen to make the doves from the Mollie Makes magazine issue number, there's those glasses again, 100. And so I just think that's so beautiful. And I think the colours are pastel-y enough and not quite so red and green that you would need to even take it down. I think that with that much work gone into something, I don't care if it's for Christmas, I want it on the wall year round. So next I've got the Mollie Makes embroidery book, and I would like to make the sweetest cushion I think I've ever seen. Oh, that's not the cushion. Here. It's a cloud with a little cat, and in the background over here is a bear holding on to umbrellas in the multicolored rain for their lives. And it does look like the cat has no feet or hands, because the artist has done them in white, which does not show up on the white cotton for the cushion. So I think I might do it on a grey cloud, because you know rain clouds are grey anyway, so that might be more the thing, and then the white feet and hands would show up. But I may not even do, I don't know, we'll see what colour I do the cat. Is that a crocheted bedspread? I don't know, but it had me fooled for a moment. It's really nice, isn't it? It's all bumpy and textural. Okay, so that's the next thing there. Oh, and then that's it. And then that's it. So that's just the maker plans for the North Coast National. I do have a couple more maker plans because, you know, it's birthdays, and I recently found out that a friend is having a baby, so I thought that I would make a baby blanket because I haven't done one of those before. And I found in my bookshelf the Harmony Guide to Crochet Stitches, and right on the front cover, look at that. It is called the Waves and Chevron Stitch, and it's actually a better photo on the front. It's way better. Can you see? It's just so gorgeous. I really like that pattern, so I think I'll be doing that. But I'm going to wait to because I know that she wants to find out the sex of the baby, so we will see. We will see, and she's quite girly, so I think that if it's a girl, she won't mind having all things pink and sparkly, and if it's a boy, more traditionally, you know, like usual male colours, although of course it doesn't matter what colours, but I think that that's what she would prefer. So, does that conclude my makeup plans? Let's have a look. I've just gone through with the North Coast National projects, birthday gifts. Did I do the birthday gifts? No, I didn't do the birthday gift. Okay, alright. The next thing, now, I don't know how feasible this is going to be because I haven't been through the pattern yet. However, I have printed it out. This is another birthday gift for my husband. His birthday is on the 28th. I printed this pattern out and it looks pretty big. I wasn't expecting it to be pretty big. It is the NASA logo and with an X-Wing from Star Wars having made the loop around it, which I just love. I think it's really great. So I'm going to have to look at that and see if that is actually feasible. Even if it's not, then I'll just continue with it and that can be one of his Christmas presents. So that needs to go over there. Was that the only, yes, that was the only birthday gift, okay. Yarn bingo, well you all know that for yarn bingo I'm going to do my Lottie and Albert inspired rainbow t-shirt project bag. I still can't say that very quickly. Oh no. Alright, it doesn't exactly roll off the tongue. Rainbow t-shirt project bag. There we are. I think I'm dehydrated. So then I'm wondering what to do next. I think I might then try and do this row along the bottom, because I could work on a blanket project. Well, that's this. That's this, isn't it? This is a blanket project which needs finishing quickly as well. And then try a cabling project. Just try it. Create something inspired by a yarn podcaster. Well, I'm already doing that. And then it says create a scrappy project. And then the next one it says finish a WIP. I've only got about 50 of those that I could finish. So I think I'm going to try and go for the bottom row, and I'm going to be playing and I'm going to be taking pictures. You've got to hold me accountable as well. And I will post pictures and see you in the Facebook group. Alright, so we just got a little bit cut off there, as we normally do at the 45-minute mark. I think I heard Hannah from the Corner of Craft podcast mention that if camcorders can only record for 45 minutes at a time, then they have to pay less tax than if they could record for more time than that. So I wonder if that's the case, and actually I don't have a small memory card. Well, I do have a small memory card, but maybe it's not because of that, that it keeps cutting out. So we'll see. I'll do some investigating on that. I think I was just saying that I still have the vintage autumn crochet set to make, and that is from Zines and Roger. Here's the lovely Rosina, and a funky hat and scarf and gloves to make. I think I will be making that for winter, but I don't know if I'm going to use as many colours. I don't know what I'm going to use, but I don't know if I'm going to use that many colours. Okay, and then I still have my What Does Not Kill Me Gives Me XP cross stitch to make for myself, which is this one. What Does Not Kill Me Gives Me XP, and these are D20s, so 20-sided dice and little swords and a heart in the middle, because I play Dungeons and Dragons with my husband, and that is very fun. And that brings us nicely onto, if I can find my book, the crochet alongs that I completely forgot to mention last time, because, oh yes, and my favourite books as well. Where did I end up putting those? I bet I didn't even bring them down. Oh no, they're under this. Okay, so I've got to, do you know what? Let's do that first. Let's do these two favourite books quickly before I launch into the crochet alongs that I forgot to mention last time. These two books have been my absolute favourite books that I have found at the op shops recently. And you'll remember in episode 7 that I did a huge book Stashquisition episode. It was called The One With All the Books. So be sure and go and check that out, because it's so worth it to go to your local op shops or thrift stores or charity shops and see what books they have got. Because I seriously have a stack of books this big that won't even fit in my bookshelf because it's completely chockers full. They all only cost me $1 or $2 or even 50 cents. Ridiculous. This one is so good. It is by Nikki Trench and it is called Passion for Quilting. And I just love it. I got it for $1.50, and look at the condition. Isn't that amazing? I absolutely love it. I love every single project in this book. I love the tone of writing and the materials used. It's just so beautiful. The pictures, I have no idea if you can see. This is a quilt made out of all of those like embroidered tea cloths and table centers that women would have made, you know, 50, 100 years ago. And we just don't have a function for them anymore. They just don't get used. So she's made it into a bedspread. What a great idea. This is a funky little log cabin quilt, which is just adorable. Next, you can see there's the quilt in full. And then there's Camilla's quilt, and this is the one that's on the cover. That's actually a better picture on the cover. Absolutely gorgeous. I like how it's sewn down in the ditch like that to make it really springy looking and poofy. Looks nice and fluffy, doesn't it? Like that, nice and comfortable. There's a little baby's buggy blanket, which is adorable. This is gorgeous. A little cake cozy. It's a teapot cozy. And I think probably the one I love the Dresden plate. I think I've said before I absolutely love the Dresden plate in quilting, and this is the Dresden plate. It is gorgeous. I really don't know if you can see that. Yeah. And so that's placemats with the Dresden plate on it, and I think that that's a great way of using up fabric scraps. And wouldn't that make a lovely gift as well? A stack of nice placemats, all handmade, one for each member of the family. A draft excluder. I'm going to flip now to my favourite thing in this book, which is this patchwork picture, and I just think, I can't see if you can see it, I just think that is absolutely adorable. Oh, I really want to make that. So I've been really enjoying flipping through this book from time to time and having a good read. I love it. I absolutely love it. And that is by Nikki Trench, A Passion for Quilting. This one is called Vintage Fabric Style. And again, I got it for $1. And I like the tone of this book. It's really inspiring. It talks about, and it's got projects in here as well, but it talks about how we can use vintage fabrics and how we can be different with our homewares. And it's just absolutely beautiful. And oh, and for those Game of Thrones fans out there, this reminds me of Sansa Stark's wedding dress. Now, I know the wedding wasn't exactly desired, to say the least, but that dress, look at that. Can you even see it? I have no idea. Hopefully you can see that. The detail, if I stand up and look over the top, the detail on that wedding dress is absolutely amazing. It's like a big gown. It's so gorgeous. Covering books with fabric, absolutely beautiful. And it's actually got a pattern for the floral Dorothy bag, which I would definitely be making. I think that's so beautiful. I really want to learn how to make those, and it's round. It's a round base and it's piped, and I just love that. I really want to learn how to make it. All of these little ideas, you know, little hearts on hangers that are covered also, and what is that one there? I can't see it backwards. Laundry bags and pillowcases. And then you've got little little knapsacks hanging on the end of beds. Oh, it's just gorgeous, and it's just really inspiring. And you know, more covered coat hangers in a basket. It's got, you know, how to make a baby quilt, patchwork. More about quilts. It's just beautiful. How to make a woolen patchwork cushion. It's gorgeous. It's one of those books where you just see the pictures and it just makes you sigh and wish that your home looked like that. That's why I like this book. I really, really love those books. And so that one is Vintage Fabric Style by Lucinda Ganderton and Rose Hammock, with the photography by Catherine Gratwick. I will put a link. I will see if I can find the book for sale somewhere. As I did with all of the other books from the previous episode, in the episode 7, the one with all the books, I managed to find links, I think, for all but one of the books, so that you could go and find those books for sale somewhere if you want. I love these books so much. That brings us on to the crochet alongs that I forgot to mention last week, or fortnight ago, and so I have them written down. First of all, I'm just going to have to put glasses on because I'm reading. So, that was a bit strange. Glasses on because I'm reading. What is that? How am I talking? So, Ella from the No Catchy Name podcast and Mo from Unseen Strands are doing the New Year, New You crochet along. It started on January the 6th and it's going until April the 22nd, and that needs to be, the condition is that you must use yarn purchased since Christmas. The way my stash increases, I never know when I've purchased something. So there's going to have to be something like really recent. If I want to take part in that, it's going to have to be something really recently purchased for me to know that it was purchased since Christmas. The Cozy Cottage did a Love Your Stash Cow, which has recently finished. Elina's Crafts, so Lorraine from Elina's Crafts is doing a Start Everything crochet along called Ready Set Go. So this is the year to make things, that type of theme, and that's going until March 31st, and so anything made this year can go into that one. So I am going to be putting everything that I have made this year into that one. The Canadian Crocheter, as I was mentioning before, is doing the locale, and where you must make something that represents your area, and that goes from the February the 1st until April the 1st. The Mind and Muse podcast, so that is Caroline from the Mind and Muse podcast, is doing a mixed media mal. I think she's calling it the In Harmony mal. And so the idea is to use more than one craft in your project that you submit for this mal. I do have an idea for that, but it is in the early stages, so I'll maybe talk about that next time if I've got my head around it. Next we have Linda from the Joey Scarf podcast. She is doing a blue and orange memory mal, and the hashtag is Joey Scarf Memorial Mal. That is ending on the 4th of April. The blue and orange is the theme because I think her son passed away, and so in memoriam she is doing a crochet along to celebrate his love of, I believe it was the Knicks with the blue and orange. Is it the Knicks? I don't know. Or is it the Met? I don't know. I don't know which team it is. I'm sorry. The colours are blue and orange, and I will put the links all down below. And I just thought that was beautiful. The idea is with that one to make something in memoriam of someone you have lost. I will have more on that next time because I do think I want to take part in that one, but I will have more on that one next time. Next, we have the Yarn Journey podcast. So that is Holly from the Yarn Journey podcast doing a supernatural crochet along. The hashtag is hashtag supernaturalcal19, and I've written the wrong thing up here. Oh no, I haven't. I know what I was going to make. I have been seeing like crocheted pentagrams and things like that on Pinterest. So I thought I could do like a wall hanging with like flowers, and it's all, yeah, not really entirely sure, but the idea is there. But I think that's ending soon. I didn't write down when it's ending. I think it might be ending in March. I don't know. Nicole from the Nicole Stitches podcast, she is doing a comfy crochet cal. It is hashtag NSP comfy crochet cal, and that is going until May the 27th. But on her most recent podcast, she actually said that she might just keep it going throughout the year, because she knows that some people are doing temperature blankets, so obviously that's not going to finish halfway through the year. They're going to want to be able to finish their blanket for the crochet along, and so she's going to extend it. So that's a great one for a blanket because no one else is doing a blanket podcast. The Quirky Monday Craftcasts, that's Kalisha from the Quirky Monday Craftcast, is doing a Pisces season cal, and that is the hashtag. It's literally hashtag Pisces season cal, and that is going until March the 20th because that is the last day of the Pisces star sign. It's also my birthday. So I'm looking forward to that, and I thought that I might do a little fish on a necklace. Something little, because I've got a lot going on, something little. It would be great to take part in that, especially because 20th of March is my birthday. Next we have Amber from Crochet doing a musical mail, and that has been going from the February the 14th and it's going until April the 1st, and that needs to be something based on your favourite musical. I have been thinking of doing, because Mary Poppins does actually wear a crochet chain stitch scarf, but I thought I might just do something, yeah, quite loose like that, but as a cowl instead. And she does like peach, she has it on her scarf, it's like peach and then like a salmon colour in stripes. But I don't quite have those colours, but I've got something similar, and I really, really love peach and salmon. They are actually two of my favourite colours, so that's perfect. Keep Calm and Carry Yarn are doing a colourwork cal, and that's knitting or crochet, and I did once upon a time make my mum a crochet hat which had a snowflake on it, but my colourwork was too tight, so I thought I would go back and do the same pattern and see if I can figure it out and get it to work, and I will do that for myself. And Derab Creations has just finished her crochet along. The Cozy Cottage Crochet is doing a Spread the Warmth mail, which means that you have to do something. You're sharing the love. Basically, you're sharing the love. The idea initially was to make something and give it to charity, but Hannah opened that up to making something and then giving it to someone that you know, a relative, a friend, whoever you like. But the idea is to make something and give it away, so you're spreading the warmth. I did hear at work about a new local venture that a high school girl in year 12 is doing, and she has designed some sewn bags, and I'm just getting into my sewing, so I thought, oh, this sounds alright, for local women in crisis and hardship, and the bags are for period packs. So I thought that's a fantastic idea, because I can't imagine, that must be really difficult to you know, maintain a supply of things that you need each month, when you're living rough or you don't know what's going to be happening. So I thought that's just such a fantastic idea, and to have some place to put them, and it, you know, it looks nice, and I just thought that that's really lovely. You know, people, I think, want a helping hand when it is needed, when you do need something. I think that would be just lovely to receive. I know I would like it if I was in a predicament and I didn't have something I needed. That would just be a lifesaver. So I think that that's a really good venture. So I've got to get the girls' details and get some bags being made. I can't talk at this point because I'm talking too fast and I get word salad. Okay, 2 more to go. Crochet cakes. So Clarissa Beth, bloody fly. Clarissa Beth from the Crochet Cakes podcast is doing a vintage mal, and that is that ending on the 1st of May? I think it's ending on the 1st of May. And so I thought I would do this skirt, which I did show in my last episode, and I am calling it the useful skirt, because in the newspaper article, which this was a design that was actually submitted to the George Leader, I think. Is it George Leader? Why do I think it's George Leader? I don't know where I've taken that from. It's the Leader newspaper of Melbourne, and this was printed on Saturday the 19th of September in 1903. It's for the skirt, and it says crochet petticoat. And the first thing it says is, this is a very useful design, as the directions will serve for any size petticoat. Our model is worked in white peacock 2-ply vestibule with a rather fine bone hook, and it is a really elegant garment. About 10 ounces of this wool would be required for a full-size petticoat, but any other wool and a suitable hook may be used, always bearing in mind to take up both threads and not to work too loosely. So, because of the first line, this is a very useful design, I have decided to call this my useful skirt. And I've looked through the pattern, and I'm really looking forward to getting a start on this one, because you decide how long you want it, you chain how long you want it, and then you work back and forth, and you use short rows for the shaping. So that's going to be perfect. I would really like to work from a pattern as old as that as well, so that will be another tick off the list. The last crochet along that I have is from Zines and Roger, so that's Rosina from the Zines and Roger podcast. She is doing a granny cowl, and it is hashtag Granny Cowl 2019, and that is going on until the 5th of April. I have decided to do, and I've just noticed that my yarn for it is over the other side of the room. I'll grab it in just a moment. I have decided to do a granny square jumper, and I believe the pattern is by the Queen Stitch. I saw it on, maybe on loveknitting.com. I can't be certain. Let me go and get the wool. So this is the pack of wool that I have. And apparently what happened was, because I found this in an op shop, and it's the Art of Crochet. So I think that someone just decided not to make their blanket pattern that came with the magazines for this. It was one of those magazines where you could buy it each week and it comes with like 1 or 2 or 3 balls of wool for it. Now, do you think I will get 40 granny squares at 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches out of that lot? It could be yarn chicken, couldn't it? I think I might. These are only 25-gram balls. I think I could. I think I should probably be fine, okay? Yeah? What do you think? Do you think I will get 40 granny squares out of that? Because that is what I have calculated that I will need. So, we will see. Now, that is all of the crochet alongs. And so, that brings me nicely on to some shout outs that I have. First of all, I would like to give a huge shout out to Michelle from the Miss Strawberry Makes podcast. I love Michelle's podcast. She dabbles in a bit of everything and it's always really well recorded and lighting's always beautiful and she's always got lots to show. On the last episode that I watched, she had a fabulous dinosaur dress. I'm epically jealous. I really want a dinosaur dress. I'm just going to be looking for dinosaurs on everything now, so thanks for that, Michelle. Next, I found a little vlog channel just called Lucy Coates. That's her name, and I just really liked her chatty nature. She does quite short vlogs, and in the last couple of episodes that I watched of her, she was slightly chastising herself for having given in to going shopping again. But it was fun to watch and fun to see all of the things that she bought. Next I have a bit more of a podcast style channel for you. It is called Crochet, Knit and More with Susie, and her name is Susie. Susie has done actually some really in-depth book reviews in her last episodes. I think she has 7 episodes out already and it's just fabulous. She's really knowledgeable. She has done a lot of, I've seen her do crochet, I've seen her do knitting, and yeah, as I say, she's been going really in-depth into the book reviews. I know that she did the Vogue knitting book review really inside and out, so if you like that type of thing, go over there. But you know, every episode isn't a book review. She also shares her projects, etc. The last one is another little sort of quick video one, like a vlog style, and that is called I'm Yarn Inspired, and that is a lady called Kelly from the north of England, and she is fantastic. I really love it. Again, she's got a super bubbly personality. She's really motivated. She does a lot. She really does. She really manages to do a lot. I don't know how she finds all of the time. It's crazy how much she manages to do. I really enjoyed the nature of her vlogs. I really enjoyed her projects. She was making cardigans. She was making her son little jumper, which was just gorgeous, and her son was really cute as well. He was really involved. So there's some shout outs for you. I'll put all of the links in the comments box down below, and not in the comments box, in the description box down below. And now it's time. It is the moment you have all been waiting for. Now it is time for some monster Stashquisitions. So I better get, I've got my washing basket with me to put all of these into as I go along. And even that is not going to help me. It's not, it will initially. It's just crazy. The amount of stuff that I have got. So, let's start. Oh! Ah! Look at this giant box! Ah! I was actually gifted this whole big box full of yarn by my friend at work. I won't say her name because I don't know if she's keen on me saying her name on the internet. I was simply parking one of the work cars and she was strolling across in front of me and she was about to dole out yarns to whoever, and I stuck my head out of the window and I said, yes please, me please. And she says, oh, would you like some? And I said, yes, absolutely I would. And this is what I got out of it. So many fantastic yarns in here, and they are all so textural. I can't believe I got gifted this lot. Look at the, oh, you can't see. Oh, it is full to the brim. So, first of all, I'll do these ones because there's like a double layer. So this is Lincraft Elsa. It is a ruffle yarn. That is going to work up so interestingly. I was thinking of like a floor cushion, or maybe not even crochet it, maybe put it in like a weaving. That could be really cool. And so I got 4 of these. Let's put those down there, because then you can see the next layer. And I'm pretty much decided that this one is going to be unicorn hair. I think that is fantastic. And I might even hold it double with that. And I think that they will be great unicorn yarns. What do you think? Put them together with my unicorn in a moment. I'm really excited about this cotton, because I have got 6 of these balls. So I'm super excited about these. And if I maybe just stand up for a moment, I can safely show you. How can I show you deeper in the box? The camera is a really weird angle to... Oh, I need to go backwards. There we go, I got there in the end. That was bending my brain a bit. Look at all of that. And that's not even, you know, it goes deeper. Oh my goodness. Such generosity. But, yeah, you know, it wasn't being used, it wasn't wanted. I can't believe all of this. And look at this gorgeous ribbon yarn. Oh my god. Okay, I can't hold this anymore. So, next, I got this for free as well. This little stack of gorgeous materials was in a box at my op shop, well, the biggest local op shop to me. Look at the wildflower print on that. And the box was marked a free material. That is like a substantial amount of material. You know, you can use these for little bags, patchwork, and it was really strange because they were look at her face. Oh, so cute. I love it all. And so that was free. But yeah, it was really strange because there were scraps just the same size as that over in the paid section. So anyway, it was bizarre. I wasn't going to argue if they were giving it away for free. Next, shall we do this basket? Oh, because this is a heavy one as well. Okay, this basket here. They even gave me the basket that all of this stuff came in. Okay. What's in this bag? Some of this stuff I've still got my glasses on. So, oh, that might have been a bit better with them on. But it's a bit, when it's humid and you wear glasses, you actually get like a sweaty face. It's not pleasant. So some of this stuff I actually haven't been through since I actually purchased it, because I wanted to show it here on the podcast. So I'm not going to remember half of this stuff, I'm sure of it. Oh, that is a bunch of knotted thread. So, all of these embroidery threads, they will need a big sort out. it was not $5. I can't remember how much it was, but it wasn't $5. I got a Christmas handmade magazine. I got it's another Christmassy or wintry looking magazine, and I think I got it for that bag down there. I really like that. It's so cute. I'll see if I can find the pattern quickly. Oh, this is adorable. All of the patterns in here are adorable. That's why I got it, because every single pattern is nice. Oh my goodness. Where's the bag? Here it is. Yeah, that's a gorgeous bag. It says Friends, Love and Home. That's gorgeous. And I think if I recollect correctly, it also has, yeah, it's got a needle set to go with it. So that's just gorgeous. If you wanted that, that is Inspiring Country Thread Stitchery, Volume 14, number 11. So that's that. I got Embroidery and Cross Stitch, the 1997 yearbook. Oh, more. I got Holiday Crafts to Make 24 Fantastic Projects. I got Embroidery and Cross Stitch Annual. Another magazine. And yet one more magazine. It is Australian Country Threads Country Style Patchwork Quilting and Stitching Annual. Material. Oh, that's lovely material. Oh, look at that. Oh, that'd make a lovely bag. It's got like a really nice blue strip there. Oh, that's so cute. And then this whole basket is full. It was on these rings. Still is. And in each one of these are embroidery threads. And they were marked at 10 cents each. So I just grabbed the lot and I said, okay, let's count it out. So I stood there with this lady for about 10 minutes, losing count about 25 times. Oh my goodness me. She said she wasn't going to let them price it that way ever again. And that was one, and there was that one. All of these different embroidery threads. At least they're well kept. And then one more ring. Oh no, two more rings. Another ring of embroidery threads. And yet one more ring. So that's craziness. And I think it cost me about $12 for the lot, and I got a free basket out of it. So that was pretty good. Okay, next is this little bundle. And some of the yarn happened to be in this nice little, like, it's like a quilt bag, like when you buy a quilt from the shops. So that was super helpful. And then my eye was drawn to the gold and sparkly. Oh, I love it. I love it. And so this is Modavira Romantic, 75% viscose, 25% metallic. Oh, and it's gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And so I have 3 of those. I have another similar one. It is Starry Night yarn. It is another Lingcraft yarn. and that is black and gold. And so that all of those ones were $2 each. I found some grey acrylic. I think it's more of a worsted weight yarn. It's thicker than DK, and that was 50 cents. I don't have any grey currently. I found 1.81 meters by 114 centimeters of this fabric for $4.50. Isn't that beautiful? I just love that so much. And hiding in the bottom of this is about 13 balls. 13 balls of Modivira Colette. It is 80% acrylic and 20% wool. And look at the neps in that. I love that so much. It's so gorgeous. It's like this really nice navy blue. So there's definitely a jumper in there. I'll just put all of that back together for neatness sake. Oh my goodness me. And so, oh, I can't do it up. Alright. And so that is all in there. And so that's where the, on the bottom, that's where all of the 13 balls are. So, I don't know what's in here. So this is a bag full of, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 balls of this gorgeous grey yarn. It is 50-50 wool and acrylic. It is from New Zealand. It is Shepherd Heidi 8-ply. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's got a little halo. You see it up here. Really gorgeous. I found my first sewing pattern that I have bought from an op shop, and it's got some t-shirts that I would really like to try. I really like that singlet. I like that t-shirt, that one. That one's a singlet over a t-shirt, and I like that one too. So I thought that was really worth it. Especially it was like 10 cents or something. So I'm really happy with that. And in the same trip, it seems like I got some more magazines. I got a cross stitch one. Oh, gorgeous Robins on there. And I seem to remember from this one, I think there's some nice Christmas ones in here. Oh yes, it's this one. There's a really nice wreath pattern. But I really like these Robins. They're gorgeous. They need to be made. I think, okay, I'm pretty sure it was this one. It may not be. Oh yeah, there it was, there it was. Is this beautiful Christmas cross-stitch wreath. How cute is that? Absolutely adorable. So I really want to make that. Okay. Another magazine. This patchwork and stitching magazine I got almost entirely for the robot quilt. I think that's so cool. Christmas quilts. That's pretty self-explanatory. I love Christmas. I love Christmas so much. More patchwork and quilting. I really like the design on the front. Okay, so that's that bag. Next, oh my goodness, we've got this bag here of a 4-ply yarn, lots of it. It could be almost 500 grams. There's no price on the bag, so I can't tell you how much I got it for. The label is kind of odd. It just says, it just says Love Knit, made in Korea. LoveKnit.com.au, loveKnit.co.kr. And they've got a Facebook page. But it is really soft. Really soft. So I might be able to do my Mary Poppins scarf out of that. It wouldn't take up hardly any of it. I think I might, because I think I have the peach and that's the salmon. I really like that colour. Okay, so that's that one. It's about to fall down. What's in this bag? Oh, this is a recent one, I think. Okay. I want to start making my own belts. So, how perfect was it when I found this bag of belt buckles for $5? Brilliant. And it's got some really cute ones in here. Oh, no, I can't grab it. There it is. This is my favourite. So I think this is where I'm going to start. I really like that belt buckle. That's super cute. There's all sorts in here. There's big ones, little, oh, this is another ornate one. I really like that one too. Super cute. But there's some big, there's some bad, there's some terribly ugly. They're not all as gorgeous as that. Okay. Oh, and this was super sweet. For 20 cents, this is a teapot pincushion pattern. How adorable is that? And it's got fabric in there, which is also adorable. It is that fabric. It's actually that fabric. I've just realised. So I can't wait to make that. That's going to be fantastic. That is going on my list of things to do. There we are. It's on my pile. I'm really happy with that one. Okay. So these ones are loose. Let's do those before they roll away. Okay. For $3, I managed to find some even weave and some Ada. So it's all sort of joined together because they put the tag on it. But that's alright for $3. Not too shabby. I'm found for $1. How big is this? 1 meter of this fabric. Absolutely gorgeous pattern. Lovely green. And this cool leaf pattern. It's 2 pieces at 1.5 centimeters each. And so it was $3. Look at that lovely leaf pattern. I think I want to make myself a skirt out of that. I will also be able to get myself a bag and many other things because there's 2 pieces at 1.5 meters. So that's great. I'm really happy with that find. Next, let's put that over there. Shall we continue on in the same vein with the fabric? Because I have this huge bag. Oh, can I do it with one arm? Oh, muscles. That's easily 6 or 7 kilos. Oh my god, I'm quite tired. I did such a huge workout yesterday. I did a high intensity interval training workout routine yesterday and I can feel all of my muscles at the same time. I have got muscles coming out of muscles that I didn't know I had. Everything is sore. I blame fitness blenders on YouTube. No, but they keep me fit. They're really good. If you're looking for people to help you with workouts, they write really great ones. They've got all sorts. So that's fitness blenders. Yeah, they're brilliant. Love them. Okay, material. I have found some lovely pillowcases. And actually, I remember these. These were in the free section, the free basket like I was talking about before. But one of these pillowcases has a small rip which needs to be fixed. Look how cute these pillowcases are. How adorable are those? It's like the printed version of patchwork. But I don't mind that, that's gorgeous. Really gorgeous. I think, is this one the one that needs to be fixed? Oh my goodness me, I can't even tell. And they were free. Okay, right on the top, we have got embroidery threads. This is from Clark and Paisley. So it's kind of old school stuff. And there's some gold thread in there as well. I think I've got a gold thing happening at the moment. And then there's these pastel colours. They're just super gorgeous. I really like that. Okay, that's that one. We've got another little selection of embroidery yarn. Another bag of, it's like equivalent to DMC stranded cotton. So I'm really happy with that. Then, okay, here's the material. Oh my goodness me. Oh, I can't even get it out of the bag. Okay, first of all, $3. Lovely pink material, fairly stiff. It's kind of like upholstery material, but that's going to make some really nice bags because it'll be really firm fabric. It doesn't say how much, but that's a lot. Okay, again, this is like a woolen fabric, but it's really nice. Really, really nice. And then this was $1.50. Really gorgeous. Oh, this would be lovely for a skirt. It would need to be lined. But this would be lovely for a skirt. Then, this is kind of canvasy. It's very bright white though. This was $1. Then, oh, I can see summery shirts or autumnal things happening with that. And this is 100 centimeters by 182 centimeters. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that cute pattern. I love browns. Really love shades of, I think it's because I've got so many shades of brown in my hair, which is why I like browns. This is nice as well. Again, it's brown. Lovely paisley pattern. We've got some checks happening over here. That was $1. And then we've got yet more material. Stripes this time, a bit stronger. 50 cents. Bit thicker. And then we've got this gorgeous material. How beautiful is that? Oh, I just love that so much. I'm just keeping my eye across the room. A wasp has flown in, but he seems content to just investigate the wall at the moment. He's probably looking for a way out, but he'll find the door in a moment. That was 50 cents. How gorgeous is that? We've got more checks happening. Yellow checks. Multicoloured checks. Well, it's pink and white and blue. It's not exactly multicoloured. And yeah, he's coming back over. And tartan. Love it. And that was $2. And then, and we're nearly at the end of the bag, plain blue cotton. It's a little bit thicker than cotton. I don't really know what it is. That was 50 cents only. But it's all going to be great for bags, clothes, It's just going to be perfect. I can't wait to get a start on it. And I have a couple of empty bags. What else have we got in here? A couple more magazines, more patchwork and quilting. And yet more patchwork and quilting, but you can see why. Look at that. That's so gorgeous. Where has the wasp gone now? Oh, I'll just leave the door open for a bit. He'll figure it out. Okay, so that's that bag done. We still have got 5 bags to go. I told you this was a monster Stashquisitions episode. Okay, in this bag we have got some yellow acrylic yarn in a DK weight, some purple acrylic yarn in a DK weight. We've got like a ribbed fabric. It's not that stretchy. And we've got some elephant sort of almost fleecy fabric. It's really nice and sweet. Okay, the wasp is getting closer. Sweatshirt material. A really nice strip of material with a really beautiful pattern on it. It's just gorgeous. And, ooh, go the other way. Off you go. Go that way. He just came right at me out of nowhere for a moment. I'm sure he wasn't going for me though. He's just trying to get it. Yes, come on, go that way. Go out the door. I might see if I can usher him out the door. Oh, he's gone off of his own volition. Okay, so we've got more sweatshirt material. This is a giant amount. I'm sure that I'll be able to get a hoodie out of this for my husband. So that's an awful lot. That was a good bag. Another bag down. Okay. Next. In this lovely bag, I love this bag. We have got, for $8, 4 balls of this wonderful stuff. Okay, so I just got cut off by my own camera again, which means that this podcast has already lasted for an hour and a half, so I'm going to push through these last Stashquisitions that I have. Okay, so the interesting thing that I was about to say was that I actually found out that these funny green bags are recyclable. At least they are here in Australia, and that makes me so happy. Okay, so for $8, I got 4 of these balls of yarn. It is a Villa Wool 5-ply machine wash. I think it's 100% wool, 100% pure new wool. Absolutely beautiful. It's in a lovely cream shade. As you can see, I got 4 of those. That's $2 each. I found another bag of them with 5 in there, priced accordingly at $10. So I'm really happy with that. So 14 of those, and you get 134 meters. I could definitely make a jumper out of that. 14 balls. Oh, that makes me so happy. I found this funky thing. It's enormous. This must be 300 grams? Easy. It's a thick to thin yarn, and it's got like a little sort of pearlescent thread working through it. You can just see it. I don't know how well that's coming out, but it's massive. Really gorgeous. I don't know what that's going to be. Maybe it would be enough for like a cropped garment. I'm not sure. We'll see, because it's really quite nice. It's a little bit woolly, so I think it's a blend of wool and acrylic. It's really gorgeous. So that is that bag finished. While that interruption happened with the camera cutting out again, I actually went upstairs and got a cup of tea, and my husband made me a slice of toast with almond butter and banana on top with cinnamon sprinkled over. Oh, it's our favourite afternoon tea snack at the moment. Mm. Too good. Oh, that tea. Seriously though, if you haven't had a break to go and get a cup of tea by now, I don't know how you're doing it. I think you should go and get one. Mm. Tea is the best. Oh wow, this is heavy. For a little bag. Okay, in here, so I got this bag as well. I actually bought this bag at the time. I didn't already own it. It was just $2, so I thought perfect. Because I forgot to bring one with me. I've got some sort of upholstery style fabric again. Kind of. It's more like, it might be like blind fabric, like that you put on blinds. That you make blinds out of, I mean. This cute fabric with flowers on it. I'm trying to find a full flower for you. There we go. And there's just lots of bits of that. So I didn't realise how fabric heavy this sort of month had been. And bearing in mind that all of these fabrics and all of the Stashquisitions have happened since the beginning of the year. So this is not, you know, this is a couple of months worth. More of that fabric. It's really pretty. It's just really, really pretty. And then these are napkins, and they have little gum nuts on them. They're so cute. And there's 2 of them, but I thought that would be really great for just like a giant cushion or a bag. More sort of that upholstery sort of thickness of fabric, and this lot was like, you know, 20 cents for all the little bits. Oh, that one's too screwed up. But yeah, it's really nice. It looks like really good quality, so I'm looking forward to doing some work with this. Next, we have got, it's kind of like a hunter's green pinstripe on creamy yellow. Really nice. And that was $1. Then I have my first ever Halloween fabric. That is perfect. There is actually a section in the North Coast National which I was trying to find something for, because I could not think of an appropriate item to make. But now I think of it, in the machine sewing section, they were looking for people to make cushions, and I think it was anyway. I think this wouldn't that make a great machine sewn cushion? You could have a Halloween themed cushion. That would be brilliant. I love it. Or I could do a bag. It would be tempting to have a Halloween bag. I love this fabric. And it says boo. Can you see the... and the spider webs and the funny ghosts. I love it. Okay. Oh, I remember getting this now. This was a Christmas teddy pattern. It's another one of those patterns where it's printed right on. And so you can see the cutting marks just around the bear. Or maybe you can't. There you go. And so it's to make a cushion. So there's one side of it, and there's the back. And it's got instructions in the middle, and it's, you know, it's got all of the cutting lines. So that's really easy. And I've got 2 of those. There's one, there's the other. So I'm looking forward to making those for Christmas. I'll probably, I guess, would you do that by hand? No, you wouldn't need to do that by hand, would you? Okay. This cute blue floral fabric. Does it say how much? It does not. And I think this is all sorts in here. Let's have a look. We've got some checkers on the outside. Yeah, this is really cute. Sort of almost picnicky, isn't it? I don't know, it reminds me of picnics, like tablecloths and stuff. And then we open it up and we've got yellows and we've got black florals and, oh, very pretty, white florals. So, so pretty. Lots of materials to play with. And of course the bag, which I really love. So now we've only got 2 more bags. This bag does have some yarny content in it. I've got a whole long thing of these. Let's take them out because you really can't see it. It is black cotton and I got 4 of these for $6, so that's pretty good. Let's see if I can get one out to show you. Ooh, okay, it is crochet. This has not even been opened. This is Crochet Cotton, that's the brand, 100% soft cotton, 50 grams, super value. I think it's just something that you can get from like a Mega Choice, which is our local like Dollar Tree that you would have in the States, or Pound Shop that you might have in the UK. We have Mega Choice. I think that actually, I don't know what it's called, but I mean collectively we just call them the cheap shop. I don't know what they're all called. I know Mega Choice because it does have a sign saying Mega Choice, but everything is not $1, it's just cheap. And then there's also the Reject Shop, and that is, it's just cheap. And I say that because that is an original price of $2.50, which is cheap. But it's black cotton, it's a full ball, that's great. And I've got 3 more, which is fantastic. And then I've got another 3. And another 3. These ones do seem to be without their tags, and maybe they've been used a little, but that has been priced accordingly, so that's fine. So I should be able to get a garment out of that, which is amazing. Oh, I just tipped that ball out. Chuck it on there. I have got another big bag of embroidery threads. This is that pearlescent sort of stuff that you can get. You can see the nice twist. Yeah. Really gorgeous colours as well. All sorts in there. All sorts. I won't need to buy any. Big bag of ribbons. A huge bag of ribbons. Let's undo it and see what's in there. Oh, I've just seen one. It's got little green hearts on it. It's so cute. Let's get that one out. Oh, and there's a red and white stripy one as well. Oh. Here's the red and white stripy one. It's got like a silver thread going down the middle. Super cute. And that's the one I spotted. Isn't that cute? There's heaps more in there. There's elastic. There's there's tape. I need some tape for my, oh, it's blue though. I don't really want to do the bunting with blue tape. There's bias binding in here. I wonder if I've got any red bias binding. I might be able to use that. There's so many beautiful ribbons in here. I've got purple bias binding. I've got body ribbons. I've got red spotty ribbons, red ribbons, green ribbons, blue ribbons, ribbons on a reel. It's all there. Okay, next I have, oh, more yarn. We've got 8 ply pure wool, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balls for $12. And this is, what's the brand name? Because it just says 8 ply pure wool. I don't think it says. Okay, that's taking too long. Make a hole. Okay, so there's 5 of these in that bag. It's not even that itchy. Like at all, no reaction. And it's hot today. And normally when it's hot you can feel it even more. That's a really nice colour. Really, really nice colour. Oh, it's clicky. So that's really nice. And then there's another bag, again of 5. So that was another $12, was it? There we are. How good is that? That's another jumper's weight. How great. I'm excited about that bag. And then I've got, what's this? Oh, exciting. A little pom-pom. How cool is that? Oh look, I can decorate the edge of my camera. Hang some bunting up. Oh, that's got to go on something, doesn't it? Okay, and then we've got yet more specialty embroidery threads, golds and silvers and silks. I don't know that I'm going to use the silks, but the gold and the, oh yes, I like the golds and the silvers. Okay, next, it's the last bag, and this last bag, I couldn't believe it. I already had all of this stuff that I've already been through with you, and apart from the big box at the beginning, I did not have that. And my husband came in and passed me a bag and said, oh, that is from my mum. She wanted you to have this big bag of mohair. And I was like, what? It's in very crinkly cellophane. I will just let you know now, it's quite old cellophane, so it's gone quite hard. And then I looked at it, and it's the most glorious pink and the most glorious red. It's amazing. It is called Souffle. I'm looking for someone to put it down. Look at that. It is called Souffle. It is so soft. And actually it's not mohair, it's acrylic. And I have probably 2 jumpers weights at least, if not 3, I would say. It is 100% acrylic. It is completely soft. No reaction. I can wear a jumper in this. I can make myself a fluffy jumper. And because it's so fluffy, you know what I was thinking? Is to do, because I also, so I have the red, the pink. That pink is so gorgeous. And this blue. It's like a really, oh, I love that blue. I'm going to put this down because that just crinkles so badly. I saw Rosina's zigzag jumper on her podcast. And I thought maybe I could do that in a bigger hook. Because I think that jumper is meant for like a bulkier yarn. And because this is so fluffy, if you're going to go wrong, then you want to have a loose gauge. So a big hook will give you that loose gauge. I thought that would be nice with this anyway, because you don't want something that's super warm and fluffy to be really close unless you live literally in, you know, again, in Antarctica or something. I thought that might work for it. And I can just see the body of the sweater in the blue and the red and the pink zigzag chevrons around the neck. I think I want to do that sweater. But I've got way more plans than I've got hours in the day, that's for sure. I do not have time for all of these projects, so we will see what we will see. It will be very interesting to find out what I actually managed to get done. And I tell you what though, I am looking so super forward to making hair for this unicorn, because I think that is going to be so fun. Oh, he's so cute. I think this hair is really going to suit him. I think I'm going to hold it together. Let's see if I can get it. And so it will be like that. So the pattern doesn't have like hair loose, but I want to do loose hair. Yes. You can't really see. It's very difficult to put it on there. I've got it falling everywhere. But it is so cute. Okay, well guys, thank you so much for watching. That's all I've got for you this episode. And it has been jam packed. So if you have made it to the end, you are an absolute trooper. You must have had 50 million cups of tea by now. I can't believe I'm only on my first. Go and enjoy your cup of tea. And put your feet up and take a breather after such a mammoth episode. Well done for getting through it. But thank you for watching. And if you liked what you saw in the content of this episode, please hit the like button, hit subscribe if you aren't, and stick around for the next episode. I can't believe that's going to be number 9 already. Oh my goodness me. Thank you again so much for watching the Crafty Poppet. It is so gratefully appreciated. As always folks, stay crafty. Bye. Well, hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Crafty Poppet Crochet podcast. I am going to stop right there because I haven't checked if there's anything in my teeth. I'll be back.